Hey there, I'm Jason Galka, and welcome back to thedailyblue.com. Stick around because happening right now on a ship called Relation, the Flirting Queen, Fran Greene, is joining us today. We're going to be getting our flirt on and techniques that'll help you spice up your romance, even if you're in a committed relationship, how flirting can help you there. And later in the show, this week's Sink or Swim is written by another unhappily married woman who says her ex has rocked her world way back when, and now she's ready to do it again. We'll dish on all that plus much more right now on a ship called Relation. I'm Jason Galka. Welcome back to A Ship Called Relation. Flirting Queen Fran Greene is here today, and we are going to be getting up close and personal with her on how flirting can work for us in our relationships, whether we are single or we are committed. How are you, Fran? It's great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
Ooh, that's intriguing. That was very sexy.
What an opening.
You know what that is? That's the female flirtatious handshake. Should we do it again?
Oh, do it again.
Okay. Eye contact, smile, and just a little.
Ooh, and a little tie.
Yeah, what do you think of
Say
that?
hi, girls.
Hello.
Brittany and
I like that.
Jessica are joining us today.
Quite an icebreaker, right?
Yeah.
Well, now we're all happy and we're smiling now.
Yes.
So we are talking about flirting today. And friend, you are the flirting queen, as I refer to you, because you have this whole big book.
Oh my God, I wrote that?
You wrote this whole big flirting Bible. Oh my God, look at this thing. It really is a Bible.
Wow.
How long did this take you?
A long time. As a matter of fact, 6 months.
Wow.
Yes.
So you must be a really great flirt, just judging by that handshake.
It's in my blood. I can't help myself. No matter where I go, I talk to anybody, anytime, any place. And you know what? You can do that also.
And that's what we're going to talk about today?
Yes, because it's really about self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about being the poor, pitiful Petunia. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing? Why are you laughing?
Because I would laugh if somebody did that to me.
Me too.
You what?
I'd be like, are you kidding? So no, you're absolutely right. Confidence is everything
Absolutely.
when flirting.
And it's really about how you present yourself. Look, we'd all like to do lots of different things to ourselves, but it's about the eye contact, it's about the smile, it's about sitting up straight. It's not about having those fidgeting gestures, wiping your nose and then wanting to shake somebody's hand.
Yeah, no,
Oh my
I'm good.
God,
Thanks.
Right? Yeah, you don't have your sanitizer. And what flirting can do is it can turn an ordinary situation into something really extraordinary. And it makes the mundane things that you do so much fun, especially if you're too timid or too terrified to meet someone.
Keep going.
Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Especially if you're too timid or too terrified to meet someone. What flirting does, it allows you to have a very subtle approach. And let's say you have no interest in me at all, I can make a very self-confident exit.
Interesting. So
And
there's more to flirting
Oh
than
my
meets the
God,
eye.
absolutely. And you know what?
Well, behold.
Yes. And let me tell you something else. I don't know about you, but I hate rejection. Anybody like rejection?
Of course not.
Hate it.
I'm in show business. I loathe it.
Hate it. And I want the whole world to love me. And if somebody looks at me cross-eyed, I'll have a bad day. I'll want to go under the covers, and stay there for the whole weekend. What flirting allows you to do, and what I've done, especially with my clients who want to have a better social life, is reframe rejection. So that, for example, can I use you for a moment?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Please.
Pretend we are at some singles function and I see you across the room and I say, this guy looks like the kind of guy I'd like to talk to. And I walk over and we start chatting, and the next thing I know, he's like looking at his watch, he's tapping his foot, and he's looking at this young hot babe over here and not paying any attention to me.
I love your skirt.
You see?
Hey, I'm over here.
Oh, God.
Who's that girl?
All right, so I take a deep breath and I say to myself, I took one of Fran's workshops, and this is what she told me to do. She said symbolically, that's right, pretend everyone, go over and shake his hand and say, thank you very much, Jason. You've just done me a big favor. You've only wasted 10 minutes of my time, not 10 hours, 10 days, or 10 weeks. And I walk away.
Wow.
Now,
That's
actually,
Harsh.
exit. That's
Yeah,
an
no,
exit.
that is an exit,
remember
but I
I
love it.
said symbolically? I don't really want you to do that.
Oh,
You weren't paying attention.
Oh.
sorry.
All right,
I think
Clint.
I
missed that.
I was
Yeah.
caught up in the
All
moment
right.
being the guy.
I was jotting that down for next time I go out.
Can I tell?
I like that.
Can I tell you something? That when I say that in my classes, everyone goes, "Oh no, I could never do that." That's because it feels as if I really want you to do it.
And you really have to kind of step
But
out of
I
your
want you
comfort
to
zone
do
too.
it in your head, and this is what you really do. Jason, it was nice talking to you. Oh my God, I think I see someone I went to college with. Is that you? Des? Oh my God.
How are you?
Oh my, so good to see you. And
And it's a clean escape.
otherwise, I want the ground to open up and I want to fall in, and I think everybody else there knows that you don't like me and that you're not interested in me.
And the point of that is it doesn't damage your self-esteem. You're still
Absolutely.
walking around with your head held up.
Yes.
Wow.
And you know what? At least 1 out of 3 people that you approach are going to want to have no interest in you. Sorry.
So you have many techniques, obviously,
Absolutely, I
that
know.
work for singles and we're going to get into the relationship part later. If you are in a committed relationship, how you can, kind of spice things up with your man or your woman.
Okay.
But just for our
Oh, yeah, by
singles
the way,
that are watching, go
as long
ahead.
as you said that,
Uh-huh.
whatever your sexual orientation is, whether you're heterosexual, gay, bisexual, transgender, you make those switches in your head. My examples are going to be heterosexual because I'm, sorry, ladies, I'm much more interested in the guys, all right?
And I'm a pretty good actor, so I can go along with this.
All right.
Adapt.
But how do you come up with all of these techniques? Like, what worked for you? I mean, did you basically take what worked for you in life and just kind of put it into this whole big Bible here?
To tell you the truth, the way my career started, I am a social worker, and I had a lot of experience doing training and working with people, and I never had any hobbies, and I was single, so I started doing some workshops for people who were single, and then somebody said to me, I'm moving to California. I was teaching how to flirt at the Learning Annex in the city. Would you do it? I said, what are you talking about? I've never taught a class how to flirt. And that's how everything mushroomed. It's in my blood. I can't help myself. I keep the goal in the moment. Truly. I don't know if you've noticed, I met you probably 10 minutes ago, and I more know about you than half the world probably knows about you. Because,
I don't know. On this show, we open up a lot of rounds here.
because it's about showing interest. It's about asking questions. There's a fine line between being an investigative reporter and someone who is showing genuine interest. And what I'd like people to leave with is it's not so much what you say, but it's your eye contact, your smile, your body language. All of those things speak volumes. So for example, if I'm talking to you like this, are you going to want to be around me?
Not so
And
much.
why not?
You seem a little,
A little
What?
stern.
Yeah.
A little
about to
hardcore.
bounce off.
You know, or
You're about to hit her.
Jason,
Yes.
I really would love for us to get to know each other a little bit better. What do you think?
See, that doesn't have confidence to me.
No, because you're not looking at me.
You don't seem
Who would want to
interested.
look at you?
Oh, jeez.
Dagger. No.
And you know what? Sometimes we do those kinds of things when we're feeling that our self-confidence is in the toilet. And flirting is not having a power play. It's not rejecting somebody before they reject you. What I just did with Jason, somebody might do that.
Yeah, I've seen it actually.
Because they're not feeling good about themselves.
And that's where it all stems from, is yourself. And
You know, when I used to be the bar queen. Like, let's just say,
You've worn many crowns, haven't
yes,
you, my
I
dear?
have. Let's say 3 of us went to a singles bar, all right? We'd be talking in the car. The minute we got there, you'd be history. Because I'd have absolutely no use for any of you. Because that is my paradise.
That's how I was.
Really?
I forget it. My friends would be like, "Where is she? Forget it. We're not going to find her till
Exactly,
later."
right.
I
And then
didn't know where it
I
was.
came out of the bathroom, and I noticed everyone's laughing at me.
I did too a few times.
I can't imagine why they were laughing.
Forget it.
And finally, this guy comes over to me and taps me on the shoulder, not the arm, but the shoulder, and says, I had a piece of toilet paper, like
no.
3 feet long. All right. So I decided to turn that into a positive, and I said, you know what? And he was adorable. I said, you know what? That deserves you not 1 drink, but 2 drinks. We had the best evening. It turns out I fixed him up with a friend of mine. He fixed me up with a friend of his.
I would have
But-
been devastated if that happened to me. I
Exactly.
would have
Really?
crawled into a corner.
Right, but instead of turning that devastation into something that works for you,
You made it funny.
absolutely.
You made it fun.
And the truth of the matter is, my husband, and I hope he's watching right now, is Exhibit A, and I did everything I teach other people. I met him. I thought he was married. To myself, I said, "Oh God, this guy looks so nice. Looks like he's married." And then one day we were walking out of an office, and I said to him, and I was complimentary, I was funny, I was warm, because the guy was married, and so what? And I said, "What does your wife do?" He says, "I'm not married."
Good opening.
I wanted to die because I had been funny, friendly, warm, and that's exactly what attracted him to me.
You are the living Blanche Devereaux.
So-
you realize that,
So,
right?
honey, if you're watching, this wink is for you. And winking. Winking is great.
I'm not
I
good at
find that
winking.
some of the
Oh,
most
like I have like.
I've been told,
non-verbal,
yeah.
the most non-verbal flirts are like the most effective, I think. And we're going to get into that
Yeah,
actually,
okay.
because you actually have your own top 10 list of flirting
I
tips.
do?
You do.
Oh
This
my
is
God,
from
I
you.
do.
You have your top 10. So let's pick out like our top 3 here because I have some funny facts myself. I want to go
You
over
did
with
some
all of you.
research?
Yeah,
I did
let's
some
hear 'em.
research.
Oh my
I
God,
always
he's such
do.
a smart
I
guy.
know.
Flirting is an attitude.
Oh, really?
That's what it says here.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Yes.
I like
Yeah.
And it's about self-confidence, and I showed you Petunia versus, that's pitiful Petunia. She's my friend. And
I love
it's-
the name.
Pitiful Petunia or Fran? All right. Yes. It's about self-confidence, and I can't emphasize that enough. And fake it until you make it. And that means if you're feeling like, there's a difference between self-esteem and self-confidence. Self-esteem, let me think if I can remember. Oh, yeah. Self-esteem is how you feel on the inside. Self-confidence is the way you portray yourself to the rest of the world. So if I'm feeling like a 2 or a 3, I have to act as if I'm self-confident. And whatever that means, whether it means getting your nails done, getting rid of some of the makeup, adding some makeups, wearing a pair of shoes that, kill your feet, but you feel great in, like I'm doing today.
Cuteness over comfort,
Yes,
ladies.
absolutely.
That's my tip.
All right, so where was I going with that? I forgot already.
Well, you're
Oh,
halfway there.
self-confidence.
Yes.
Oh, yes. And the more you fake it, the more
More
you'll
you
make
make
it.
it.
Yes, and
like
by the
that.
way,
That
and it really does work.
I believe
Yes,
it.
and it's
been
worked.
to my
And it's worked with
experience,
my
it's worked.
clients.
Works
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
And another one is a compliment, actually.
Oh my
Compliment your
God.
flirting partner.
Let
How
me-
does that work?
Let me say this: the best compliments are honest, sincere, and have the element of surprise. So, perhaps you've always been complimented about how adorable you are. But
Thank
has
you.
anyone told you? Oh, yes. Has
See,
anyone,
she's used to it.
has anyone told you that you have the best lip gloss that I've ever seen?
My lip gloss.
Yes.
I'm
It's
not wearing any.
poppin'.
No.
You're not?
I'm kidding, but no, that's a good one.
Yes. You know what?
I'd be like, oh,
You
really?
want to pay attention to something that maybe you're not complimenting. For example, you have the most perfectly manicured nails.
Thank you.
Really?
My manicurist
You
would
do.
appreciate
Yes.
that.
And
Better than
what
mine.
Don't look too closely. They actually do.
really,
Be a manicure.
that's the most adorable tattoo.
Oh, thank you.
What does it mean?
It means freedom.
Okay.
Interesting.
But that's a great conversation
That is.
starter. If you're
Yes.
actually out and somebody sees that,
Oh, it
that's
is.
great.
And and if we had more time, and hopefully I will get to know you better, we talk more about that, and then we begin to make a connection.
You're picking on things that you're like avoiding the cliches. Is that what you're saying?
Or yes, and wow, nice legs. Wow. No, because that's going to make her feel uncomfortable.
creepy.
Yeah.
Or that's slit. Quite lovely.
I always
that would
compliment
work on
that
me.
skirt,
But
but
I-
only because I want it.
But I do
Really?
see a pull. Can I see?
Oh, yes,
Can I
there
see
is
if
a
I
pull.
can touch that pull?
No, you cannot touch that
All right.
pole.
So those kinds of things are creepy and icky,
Yeah.
and it's going to push the person away.
Right.
You're on a movie line, and it's the opening night of a movie, and you're there an hour and a half, and you want to kill yourself, and you say to the adorable guy in front of you, wow, you have so much patience. How are you doing this? And he says, I'm by myself. Or you're online at Starbucks. You never know where a conversation is going to take you.
Well, that's what it's all about, just starting that conversation,
And
breaking the ice.
And the way people can practice non-threatening situations in the supermarket, at the gas station, the post office, anywhere, with people who you think are too old or too young or the same sex or the opposite sex, just start talking.
Excellent.
Good advice.
That's a really
Yeah,
good
it is. And the last one, actually, that I want to touch on is smile. Flash those pearly whites. How are you not in love with me right now? I'm just kidding, but but it is contagious, as you say here. It'll make people so much more approachable. I
Well,
agree with that.
First of all, I know none of you are concerned about this, but it takes 42 muscles to frown and 8 muscles to smile. So if anybody's interested in the wrinkles around their mouth, then you want to smile. Also, smiling is to flirting as air is to breathing.
And don't worry about the smile lines. There's Botox for that.
Oh, wow. I would never know about any of that stuff. And it truly changes how you look and I'm going to show you, okay? I think we have 15 more minutes for the show. Is that about right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Really? It's been a really good experience. You're a good host.
Thank you. You're a good guest.
I appreciate that.
We're learning a lot.
Are you really?
I am.
Okay.
Now smile for us. Look at the difference.
All right. So, okay.
It makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's a little awkward.
It's like-
a little
I
awkward.
mean, it's
You're a liar.
I felt so awkward there that I actually just
I
told you
know.
to smile. Like, smile.
and
Please smile.
and when the words and when the facial expressions and the body language aren't in sync, it looks something like
Right.
this. I really am having a great time being on this show.
And I noticed your posture now, where you were frowning, you were more
Yes.
slouched over. Now you're smiling, you're uplifted.
Jason is
What a difference.
Jason is such a great host. I like him so much. He's so wonderful.
It's a little creepy.
Creepy.
Jason.
Yeah. So
Well, not to me, it's not. It's like, I'm excited. Thank you.
your words and your body language, when they're not in sync, you pay attention to the body language.
It speaks volumes.
It does. A million years ago, a sociologist by the name of Alex Moravian did a study, and the impact that the speaker has on their audience. And they broke it down to the vocal, the verbal, and the body language. Only 10% of what you actually say in words communicates your message. The other 90% is everything else.
Wow.
And you know what? Pay attention to that, especially when somebody wants to tell you something that you don't really want to hear or something really fabulous. You're not paying attention to the words. It's about the way you feel.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I didn't even talk about the goal of flirting, can I?
Sure, please
Okay.
do. What is all this, what is our prize at the end of all this?
Me. Only kidding. You didn't laugh that good.
Oh, sorry.
We'll do a do-over.
You want me to laugh better?
Yeah. By the way, when you're flirting, you always have chances for do-overs. The goal of flirting is to stay in the moment,
Okay.
make the other person feel as if they're the center of the universe, and you can't be focusing on the phone number or the date that you hope to get, because then your expectations are in the future, and you're not staying in the moment, and you're not listening. One of the things we talked about is a good flirt has to listen. Because instead of focusing on what you're going to be saying next, I don't know if you do that
So
at
you're
all.
not engaging in what's going on.
Exactly.
You're
I'm planning my lines.
Right.
Which makes sense, because I feel like I do that a lot when I'm talking to, like,
Really?
at a bar or
I've
something
done
like
that
that.
too,
and
where
I'm like, all right, so where are we going with this? And I'm thinking about, what's the next conversation? So I can either leave, avoid this, or,
I just have word vomit. I'll say anything. It's kind of a problem.
I'm the opposite. I'm like a closed.
Yeah, I
have to
kind of
pull
think
a
about it too.
conversation
Like
out
back
of
in
me
my flirting, I mean, I
sometimes.
flirt with my husband still, but like, back when I was single and I was flirting, I always kind of like thought in my head, like if he would say something like I was always kind of like witty too, like I could come back with something amazing, you know, and I don't know, that's my idea of
Feisty.
flirting. Yes, feisty
See, I'm
is the word.
feisty. I can
Yeah.
do the witty, but I don't really engage in like a good conversation when I'm meeting someone new. Like,
Do you feel like you're nervous? Like
no,
what do you?
You get
my
nervous just talking about it.
I'm shaking, I'm sweating. No. I think my thing is just you need to get my attention. So if you don't really have it full blast, then I'm kind of
Yeah, I can
dwindling
kind of
off.
agree with that too, actually.
It takes a lot
it's like
to
you
really
have
grasp my
to,
attention.
Yeah. Well, I do have my own top 5 funny flirting facts I'd like to talk
Say
to you
that
about.
5 times
Oh,
fast.
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
Top 5 funny flirting facts. That's about, you're only going to get 2 out of me. Number 1, I discovered that flirting is actually healthier for you. And studies have concluded that people who flirt have higher white blood blood cell counts, which of course boosts your immunity. So flirting is healthy.
Live forever.
God, I'm so excited to learn that.
There we go. We got something new we learned. Number 2, it doesn't have to end with a little eye batting. The most common nonverbal flirt is the hair flip. Do it for me, Brittany. Do it for me. There you go. That's an example of the hair flip. I love it. But you know, that's still so commonly used. And I feel like some women that do it don't even realize they do it
They
at this
don't.
point.
Absolutely not.
It's like second nature for them.
And also a little skirt hiking too, and uncrossing the legs.
I flip my hair like this.
Yes,
like I
I'm
just hear
always
the side of my
doing
head,
that.
just
Like that, right.
So do you
I'll
have
do like that.
like a significant hair flip when you're actually flirting, or that is it? Because I know like
That's it.
some girls just flip their
like,
hair.
I'll do it kind of like this, and then I'll kind of like just like glance.
Do a little, you know,
Do
like
a
sneak
sexy
peek with the
glance,
eye.
maybe
Yeah.
cross my leg or something.
That is so
A lot of
funny.
little things that
Yeah.
I'm thinking now what I do.
Now you're all going to be thinking now. Oh my God, I
Right now
so
that I'm
do
in a
that.
relationship, I do more nonverbal things that like I don't want him to notice that I'm doing like consciously. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like,
There is a lot of non-verbals. We're going to get into that. But our next one is why wait for happy hour? And studies have shown that a lot of daily flirting occurs in your morning commute as you're traveling. You're at that red light or you're stuck in traffic. You're checking out the guy or the girl next to you. Look at you
The
going.
past 30 days, I've been driving next to this guy in his red truck.
The same guy?
The same guy. I've never
Oh
seen
my
him before.
God.
And it's
Really?
just like pull up to red light and I just.
Is that why you're wearing your red pants?
Is that why you were?
Oh, he can't
Here you
see
go,
my
honey.
pants.
Solve that
He
issue.
does. I'm about to just flash my number in the window. Like, stop. Call me. I need this.
Okay.
I need this. I want this. I'm going to take this home with me, okay?
Please do. Let us know. How, but that is so funny, though. Like, I
That is
just
funny.
read this the other. I'm like, I've never seen that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've done it in the past myself, but I don't know if it's so common. But apparently, it is the past 3
Usually
days.
it's like,
It's
you know,
crazy.
you see someone, it's like, okay, red
Yeah.
light, but it's the past 3 mornings.
Wow.
Same time, same area. I'm like,
Fran, what do you think she should do?
Yeah, what should she do?
Oh my God.
Because I feel like she should go for this.
Me
I think
too.
she-
run him off the road.
on your window. Call
Follow me to my
Yeah. I mean, I just like give a little wave.
But more like this.
Yeah,
Use
do
the
the
finger.
little-
There you go.
The
There you go.
royal
You got
wave,
this.
yeah.
Oh my God! Totally. Let us know how that
Okay.
goes. I would do
Tomorrow I'll
that.
come
I
in
want to
like,
sit in your back seat and record you.
Brittany, I'm going to pick you up on the way to work tomorrow.
Good.
Don't throw off my commute.
Yeah. No
Gotta be
blocking
ready.
either. Okay, you know blocking I'm talking about.
I know, I
Flirting doesn't have to be face-to-face either. With all of our social media, Twitters and Facebooks, flirting can happen at a couple of clicks at your keyboard. And number 5, cell phones. Texting and another form of texting as well is a huge form of flirting as well.
And what is that, pray tell?
Well, it has to do with possibility of intimacy. The possibility of it.
We'll talk about that at another time.
We will. Maybe a little after the show.
Yes.
This week's Twitter chatter, if you're not following me on Twitter, get on there. My Twitter chatter for this week is, do you consider yourself to be a good flirt? And shockingly, 85% of the men that responded said they are, where 15% say no. And the number one reason why they said no is because they felt too shy.
And that's where I come in.
This is where you
Oh
come
my
in.
God.
So can a man who has a very shy
Oh,
personality be a
absolutely.
good flirt?
Yes. It's about practice. It's about role playing. It's about building your confidence. It's about just knowing what your goal is and getting out of your house and just start talking to people. It's like riding a bicycle. We learn how to do it, but sometimes we don't do it that well. By the way, I want to talk about flirting props.
Please do. What could we use?
Anything that's going to get you noticed. So for you, it's your fabulous lip gloss.
Our lip gloss.
For me, it might be these
The
shoes.
slit in your skirt.
Okay. An interesting watch, the way you smell. Small dogs and young children are the best props. So if you don't have them, borrow them.
Borrow them.
Absolutely. Carrying an interesting book so someone might start a conversation.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks like a phenomenal book. Are you in the market?
Well, if you read this, I might be. We read this together.
Wow, I'm Fran, by the way.
Desiree.
Nice to meet you.
Oh!
All right,
Look at
Desiree.
Tip
When
one.
you meet that guy in the truck, that's
Okay.
exactly what you're going to do.
All right.
Reach across the
I
window.
have perfected a little bit, but I'm right.
Yes.
Wait, so which side is he on? Let's figure this out because we got to
Yeah,
do
what side?
something.
He's on my
here.
right side.
Oh,
Darn.
perfect.
Really? Because then, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
you can't reach across the passenger seat. You look crazy.
Yeah, I know, but
Climbing
Yeah, but I'm
over.
in the driver's seat, so there's a passenger seat.
Oh,
and then him.
oh, okay. I
Yeah.
was thinking of his right. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
which is your
You can do a
best side?
sexy crawl over
A
the
sexy
seat.
Just put the car in park. Choke out.
Didn't your car get a flat tire? Isn't your car going to have a flat tire
Isn't it
tomorrow?
about
They may
Jill?
have a flat tire
Oh
tomorrow.
my God.
Make that happen.
I could totally hit a pothole.
I could totally just.
Or you think you might have a flat tire.
Or help me, I need to.
Oh my God.
Everyone behind is talking.
All right.
I'm gonna have to plan this out for tomorrow.
Yes,
You know.
please
Give
do.
me a call.
Totally do
I'll
something.
go with you. By the way, sometimes you just need a wing man or a wing woman.
Those are always
Oh,
key.
the best. The absolute best.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, Brittany's on it. Brittany's on it. I'm there too. Just let me know where. I asked the same question to women on my Twitter chatters, and the women responded 65% of women say yes, they are a good flirt. And 35% say no, and their number one answer was they felt they were too old.
Oh my
Are you
God.
too old to
Crazy.
flirt?
Never.
No.
Are you talking to me or
I'm
you're
just talking,
saying
I'm
general?
talking in general. Help
Oh
our
my-
ladies out that feel like they can't
Oh,
flirt.
first of all, it has nothing to do with age. It has to do with spirit. It has to do with just the way you see yourself. You know how if you go to a party or an event, sometimes you'll see a woman who's like very average looking. And like everyone's around her. Then you see the drop dead gorgeous one, like me, of course, right? And like nobody is there.
Yeah.
Cosmopolitan did a survey, and they took the drop dead gorgeous women, and they put them at a bar, and they just sat there like this. And then they took the average attractive women, they made eye contact, they started talking, they moved in place to the music, and they got 8 times more attention from the men. Because it's about, sometimes it's not about how attractive you are, it's about how approachable you are.
I was just
I
gonna
was
say.
gonna
Yeah.
say that too.
And you can't look like a schlub. It's not going to work.
Right.
It really isn't.
It's
Sorry.
really a confidence game. You
Sorry.
really have to look at it,
You have to dress your best. You have to look your best.
But there's a difference between confidence and conceited. Let's not
Oh
confuse
my
the
God,
two.
yes. And I'm still, by the way, I still have to comment that flirting is not seduction. Seduction is coming on to someone sexually like, hey baby, you know, nice bod.
Thanks. Total
Okay.
Jim.
Yeah, fabulous.
See, now I would feed into
Can I
that.
see? That is not.
Then I would just make fun of them.
That is not flirting. Flirting is what a great sweater. It almost matches your pants like perfectly.
Thank
Are you always that coordinated?
I'm always, I don't know, girls, what do you think? I always try to,
I'd say yes.
I would
I
say
dress
yes.
for success.
Oh, how cute. And it's not about, it's also about being vulnerable, not being able to make fun of yourself, not being able to, you know, someone says something and said, you know what, I have no idea what that's all about. Can you tell me? And if you forget someone's name, I have, you know, a technique. Number one, you ask them to spell it, except if their name is Tim, and they say T-I-M. All right. But it was very loud, because you want to use somebody's name.
That's a good idea.
Or you can
Excellent.
just say, by the way, I can't believe I was so engrossed in our conversation, I forgot your name. It's Jason. I mean, that's a way to let the person know how glad you're to be in their presence. And I'm starting to
Oh,
blush
that's
because,
excellent.
yeah.
You were so great.
Oh
Well,
my God, I loved you.
Thank you. Thank you so
and
much.
my Desiree and my Brittany, I hope to see you again.
Yes,
Absolutely.
well,
Well,
Great,
we
all
have
right.
one
We
more
need to
little
hear.
part of our little
Oh.
fun ship here. Grab your cards, girls, because we have a sink or swim story this week.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
It's time to play. Friend, you're going to play along with us,
Oh
okay?
my God, of course I am.
All right, so this week's story says, Hi, Jason. Temptation is getting the best of me. I'm a married woman, and I love my husband, I really do, but our sex life isn't what it used to be, and it's extremely routine. I'm just not as interested in intimacy with him these days. Recently, I bumped into an ex at my friend's house, and it was like nothing had changed. All the attraction I had for him came right back to me, and we even kissed goodbye when we left. Ooh. The next day, he sent me a Facebook message. Okay, that's where our little tips came in. That he wants to see me again. He says he's still in love with me and that it was a mistake to let me go. I had broken up with him because he couldn't commit to just me at the time. And even now, I still don't want him back. I just want him and I to have some fun together. He was truly the best I ever had in that sense. He said he's okay with just being a side piece, but I'm so tempted to just meet him after work. What do you think? And that is signed Janine. Ooh. Janine. You know, if Kelly was here right now, she would be livid.
Angry. She'd be squeezing my wrist, being like, "Don't say anything."
She's probably turning red listening to this right now.
Yeah, I could see it. Fran, we'll start with you since you are a special guest. What do you think?
Well, are we talking about her relationship with her husband or her relationship with the guy?
Well, let's do both. Yeah, we usually do
Okay.
both in this situation.
I think that she should sync with the guy, and I think she should first try to swim with her husband.
Good advice. Brittany, what do you think?
I agree. I think that maybe she's not trying hard enough to spark the intimacy. Maybe she's not flirting enough.
Maybe not. This is where Fran's advice can come into play today.
Absolutely.
I mean, things could go, get a little boring and stuff, but it's, on
Yeah,
both
it's
of
definitely
their
excitement.
parts to liven it up. It's all about communication, like we always say.
Absolutely.
So,
So, what are you
sync-
sinking? What are you swimming?
This new guy just probably wants to, get in her pants one more time, see if she's still as great as she was in high school. So I say sink him and talk to your husband and work it out. Spice it up.
Good. Good advice. Desiree.
I think it's just she's excited, something
Yeah.
new. She probably's in like a lull in her relationship. I think if it was anybody that came along, she would just they
Yeah.
were interested in her, she would jump on it. I don't think it has to do with the ex-boyfriend. He's an ex for a reason. He's not going to commit to you. You don't want him to. Then what's
He doesn't
the
even
point?
want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
So
he's
it's like,
he's
please.
still not trying to commit to you,
Yeah.
so I don't really see.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing is changing.
Go have some fun with your husband and
Swim all the
Sink
way
the
with your
other
hubby
one.
and sink the other one. Good advice. Ladies, thank you, Fran. Mwah. Such a
Mwah.
pleasure. You were so great. I had so much fun with you.
Oh, me too.
So hopefully you come back because you are a relationship coach, so we could touch
Yes,
on many topics
absolutely.
in the future. Excellent. For more information on Fran, you can visit her website, www.frangreene, with an E at the end, .com. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jason Galka. We will see you next week.